USB audio device. This should be on. Okay, we got that. Okay, that should be good. Okay, so yeah, the thing is, I'm showing my microphone signal now. I'm hoping that you're able to hear me now. Type something into the chat box below the below your screen if you would, so I can see that you're there and that you can actually hear me. That'd be great. Audio device. This should be on. Ah, now I actually just turned on. At that. Okay. Okay, that should be good. Okay, so yeah, the thing is, I'm showing my. All right, very good. I think I got it now. All right. Well, there you go. I said earlier, this is my very first Google Hangout live on air, and hopefully somebody will join me here, and we'll be able to chat and see if we can go through some of the features of REDretarget and some of the stuff that's going on. I was actually hoping to be able to see you all in the normal way that a Google Hangout works. So that you could actually talk to me. Not quite sure that I'm seeing that yet. I'm seeing 2 viewers. Go ahead and type something into the chat box. Oh, there's someone. Excellent, excellent, very good. And let me see what's going on here. All right. Okay, that looks good. I think we got something going. All right. So if you're on the chat right now, go ahead and let me know what you are most interested in. What should I talk about? What are you currently using REDretarget, or are you not currently using REDretarget? That would be helpful to know. And then if you could, if you have any specific questions, or just let me know what area of REDretarget you would like to know something more about than you already know, that would be great. Okay, I'm a little bit confused here about my different screens. My designer is talking to me. That's good. Now let me find your screen. Here you go. Okay, good. So I need to have this window on the side so I can see the chat. I'll get it all together. Don't worry. So that's why this is a first. Okay, so what do you want to know about? Here you go. Have REDretarget but haven't started using it yet. Kind of confused about how to get started. Okay. Okay. Well, good. So let's just do that. I'm going to assume, or let's just go through everything. Okay, we'll go through everything from the beginning. If you're using, are you currently using any redirect script, like at least Bitly, or PrettyLink? If you do that, then you're kind of a step further already in terms of knowing what the first step is, what the first idea is. But okay, so let's just go from the beginning. Let me come to my window, to the one that I'm sharing. This one there. No, that's not the one. Let me see. Okay. Not this one. This one. Okay, this is the one that you're seeing. All right. So let me back out of this one. Let me go back over to the plugins. So you install REDretarget like you would any other plugin, right? You come in here, you get you get it from the members area. You download the plugin from the members area, and then you save it to your desktop, and then you come in here and you go plugins, add new. and then you go upload plugin, and you get this dialog here. You select the file that you downloaded to your desktop, and then you click, it'll show up here, and then you click install now. You'll see the installation procedure here, and then it will be installed. And then you'll see some sort of link over here, and you'll see a red thing on top that says, first you have to install your license, or actually it'll actually take you to this window right here. And this window right here is where you have to enter your license key. This window is red when you get to it first, and then you grab your license key from the members area, enter it there, and then you're ready to go. So now, then you're in this general screen here, and when you come in here for the first time and you add a new link, it will look something like this, except this stuff down here will all be empty, and this will show like this, and this will be empty as well. Okay, so it'll be just like this, all empty. This will be empty too. Everything will be empty. All right, good. So now, the very first time, what you need to do is you need to grab your custom audience pixel code from your Facebook account. Okay, and when you get your custom audience code from your Facebook account, you paste that down here into the ad tracking code. Okay, we can go into that as well if you need to. If you need me to go through where to find the custom audience code, but you grab the entire code in Facebook and you plug it right in here, copy and paste it right in here. And then I would recommend that you check the box use as default tracking code. What that does is it will populate every new link with the same code, which is generally speaking what you want. So you don't have to go back and forth to your Facebook account every time. When you set up a new link, this will be pre-populated with the custom audience code that you've entered here. So in order to accomplish that, just click this field here, use as default tracking code, and that'll do that. Okay, so now the next thing is, let's go through the other fields here to fill them all out. You would go to your Teespring shirt and copy the URL for your shirt, and you come back over here and paste that in over here, there, right? Then you can change that link slug here. You can change that, okay? You can change that to anything you want as long as it's available, but the plugin will check if it's available or not. So even if you don't remember, if you have this available here, you can type it in. The plugin will check and let you know if you have to change it. Then you want to name your campaign, whatever it is. Now this is a name for each link, okay? So if you're using several different links for the same shirt, I would recommend that you name your shirt and then you mark the link for the specific use that you want to use it for. So let's say you want to use one for a PPE post, for a post on your fan page that you're going to run a PPE ad to, then I would call that campaign name something like this, okay? Whatever you want to call your shirt, and then I would mark a classifier there for what campaign or what link, what the purposes of this specific link. All right. Now this one we skip for a minute. It can be blank. This one here is the default parameter name. Okay, and on this one, you can call that anything you want. Var is kind of popular. I like to call mine KW. You can also just call it V, or whatever you want to call it. Anything works just fine. And here you want to add the default parameter value. And in this case, I always kind of correlate that to whatever I put in up here. So if I want to run this as a PPE ad, I'm going to name my parameter, my default parameter value, PPE. Okay. Now, if I set up multiple PPE posts and I set up a separate link for each one, I'm going to do something here to distinguish them. Okay, I might just go PPE01, PPE02, or whatever it might be. Okay, and I'm going to explain in a minute what this default parameter does. Well, actually, let me explain it right this second. So this is it, right? This is all there is. This is all there is to it. So again, the shirt URL, you can edit the link slug, or you can just leave the random generated in there. You name the campaign, and you set your default parameter name and your default parameter value. By the way, here's also another default click box. If you want to keep the same parameter name and the same default parameter value as a default for all your newly created links, you can check this one as well. It'll every new link that you create will then be pre-populated with what you've set here, which is, you know, just kind of like a time saver. It's not hugely important, but it'll save you a ton of time if you do it this way. Okay, so let's hit Save Changes on this one. And this here is the link that we've just created. Okay, so there you have it. You can see here what the default parameter is. It'll be written out like this with the name of the parameter and an equal sign and whatever you set as the value. And back here in this little copy box, you can copy the link that is the shortcut now, the redirect. Okay, so if we go over here and open a new tab and paste that sample link in there and go to that, what happens is it goes to the shirt, of course, and it attaches the default parameter that we set inside the link with the default value that we set inside the link to the shirt URL. So now this visit is being tracked as having come through an organic click on this very link. Okay, so you see I'm not adding this parameter to the link that I'm putting into the browser. So this is the same as someone just clicking this link in the ad that you're putting, or in the post that you're putting on Facebook. Okay, so again, I'm going through there, and REDretarget adds this default parameter and the default value for that parameter that you set inside this link to this. So now this click was tracked as having come through an organic click on that shortcode. All right, now let me take a quick time out here and go back, because I just noticed when I was over here, and this might be a nice little refresher for you as well. I just noticed that this is actually currently not on the most current version, but I do want to update that. It's always a good idea to run the latest version. Okay, sometimes there are things that we fix under the hood that you haven't even noticed that there might be a problem later on. But to avoid that ever becomes a problem for you in the future, we would always, I always recommend that you update to the latest version. So when there is a new version, you can see this down here, right? It's marked in red over here, and it says there's a new version of REDretarget available. You can view details. That's usually not very telling, but then just go ahead and click on Update Now. So let's do that. Update Now. It'll go through its thing here and tell you what it's doing, and then it'll say plugin updated successfully. You should wait until it's completely done, and then it'll say plugin reactivated successfully as well. Whenever you do a plugin update like this, you can always go ahead and check on your licensing, although it should actually come up as a problem. There will be a red message here if there's something wrong with your license. Okay, so generally speaking, you don't have to worry about the license. So okay, so now here it is, and I'm going to paste this link into the chat so you can check out this this link as well. Okay, let me see. Not signed into my thing here. All right, so there, you can click on that. Okay, well, so if you're not using any other redirect at all, then this will be a huge advantage to use REDretarget for a lot of different purposes, for a lot of different reasons. You know, if you're sending traffic directly to Teespring, you just have a lot less control over what happens. You know, for example, you cannot simply easily switch something back and forth. If you have a link, a Teespring link inside a post on your page, on your Facebook page, and you're running ads to that, you cannot change that link. Okay, so if you want, for some reason, if you want to change that link, you'd have to dig into all your ads and redirect them to a different post, so that you free up the post that you're looking at, that you want to change the link to, for editing. And instead of going through all that harangue, you can just go into your REDretarget link and just change the target URL right in here, right? So if you wanted to redirect that after, let's say after this shirt is done, you know, redirect it to the same traffic to another shirt, you just come in here and you paste a different shirt in here, and bam, now all your traffic from all your posts goes, you know, to the other URL. So, okay, so now let me show you then. Now, so you've seen now that the parameter that we set as the default parameter and the default value to that parameter is attached to the URL when you just put in the link without any parameters, without anything added to that, without any tracking added to it. Okay, now let's do this. I'm going to show you how the link is going to work and what it's going to do when you put the same link into a Facebook ad, okay? And we're just going to simulate that at first, and then I'll show you how to put it into the Facebook ad as well and how to set it up there. But for simulation purposes, here's what's going to happen. When someone clicks on the Facebook ad that, or I should say, when someone clicks on that same link that is in your Facebook post, but the post is being displayed through an ad as a sponsored impression of the post, then Facebook will automatically attach some parameters to that link. Okay, so even if you're putting, even though you're putting the blank link, the straight ahead link, without any parameters into the post, whenever Facebook displays that post via an ad, it'll attach the parameters that you set specifically in the ad. Okay, so in this case, you would want to, for example, set the parameter var to, let's just call it PPE ad 01. Okay, so now what happens if you run it like this, and keep my fingers crossed that it's actually working. Yeah, see, it is working. So now you can actually see the parameter that we added to the link is now here. Well, it's the same parameter name as the one from the default parameter, but the value that we added to the outside link is now overriding the value that we set inside the link. Okay, so it's completely overriding the entire value. It's not just, I should maybe use an example where it doesn't say PPE at all. Okay, so let me set the VAR to something completely random. Okay, and there you go. The value random that I just typed in overrides the value PPE that it would be inside the REDretarget link. Okay, so now you can see that when you set this value that I called random here, when you set this value to a different value for each ad that you create, now you can run multiple ads to the same post, and the tracking will add a different value for this VAR parameter to the URL, depending on which ad it comes from. And if it doesn't come from any ad, it'll put in the value PPE that comes from inside the REDretarget link. Okay, so that's how you can distinguish traffic from each of the ads, and then also the traffic that is going through this URL via social sharing and organic traffic. All right, so that's the key. So now let's go into Facebook here real quick and go ahead and create an ad. So in this case, it's a page post engagement ad. And I don't have the actual link in here. Yeah, it's a different one. So let me just create a new one. Okay, I'm just gonna go through and and create a brand new ad here. And let's put this nice image in here. Open image, new tab. Just going to grab this URL here and upload this photo. There you go. I'm going to upload this there, and then I'm going to go back in here and into REDretarget and grab the link. And I'm going to put the link in here. Okay. Doesn't really matter how you format it or anything like that, but the link is now in the post, and the post automatically selects itself here when you set it up this way, right? So now you can see here's my post. This is what the post looks like in desktop. You know, I usually run my ads separately on desktop and on mobile. So I would unselect them down there, and then, so this is the basic makeup of your ad. So here, if I put in, you know, whatever, Teespring, Teespring, that's a lot of people who like Teespring. You know, I set my audience to whatever I wanted to set to. Let's just say, okay, let me give you a concrete example. Let's say I'm running an ad to women between 25 and 34 who have an interest in Teespring. Okay, so I'm down to 154,000 people. That's a nice size audience. Of course, this audience is kind of broad. You know, who knows? You know, they like Teespring, but they may not like my design or my niche that I'm selecting. So I'm not suggesting you should do this. I'm just setting up an example. So now in this ad manager, the place where you put in this value, the parameter value that we want to use, is right down here in the ad section. Okay, it's always by the ad because those parameters are specific to the ad, not to the ad set. Okay, right here down here where it says show advanced options, right here it says URL tags, and it gives you some example there how to do it. Okay, so what you do is you just type in what you want your variable to be for this ad. And here's what I usually do. I put this together by saying, okay, it's a PPE ad, and it's going to women from 25 to 34, and it's going to go to desktop only. Okay, so this would be a great parameter value for me that would tell me exactly what's going on here, right? So I'm going to this post with a PPE ad, and I'm going to target women 25 to 34, and it's going to be desktop only. All right, that's what I do. Then you set your pixel there, your conversion pixel, if that's how you run it, and then you place your order, and there you go. Okay, everything done. So let me actually do this. Okay, I'm gonna yank it in just a second, but let me actually place an order so we have something live going on here, and the actual post makes it to the page and all that. Okay, that's fine. That'll all go through. Now it's in review. I'm going to turn it off right here. Okay, but right here on the page, back to the page over here. See, here's the ad that the post that we just created. Here's the post that we just created. And here's the sample link. You see that it doesn't have any parameters attached to it. And if I click on this link right now, you'll see this is just like an organic click. See, now it attaches the regular, the default value to this VAR parameter. Okay? So that happened when I just clicked on this post, on the link inside the post. Now, when I click on the ad, here's what's going to happen when I click on the ad. When I click on the ad, it's going to be like this. It's going to have this link there, right? This link right here, and then that specific Facebook ad that we just set up, it will attach the default variable name, and then it'll attach whatever we put in there. What did we put? Let's see here. We put PPE F2534 desktop, right? That's what we did. That's the value that we set in this specific ad that we were using. All right, great. So this would be the same as clicking on the ad in Facebook onto the ad. On the link in the post, when the post is displayed as a sponsored impression through this ad that we just set up. Okay, a little bit complicated language there, but yeah. So this is and there you go. So it overwrites it here, and you can now go back into Teespring and find in Teespring. You can find this inside the Teespring analysis. We can go into that in a little bit as well. We have to give that a little bit of time to get down to that. Okay, so let me just real quick catch up with what you have going on, if there are any questions going on by now. Let me find you. Oh yeah, here. Okay. Hey, okay, so this is funny. All the chat are showing up as whatever anonymous is. So I can't recognize you. I can't address you by name. I don't know who you guys are. But very good. So we have some people watching now, so that's great. Do you have any specific question for me at this point about what we went over so far? I know there's a little bit of a delay on here, so I have to wait. I have to wait to see until you come through with your question. Go ahead and type in your question, please. I don't think that I can make you talk live on this. Let me see if I can. In the meantime, while you're doing this, let me tell you on the right, get REDretarget order link. In case you don't have it yet, go ahead and grab it there, and you can use the coupon code that is marked there. It's 5OFFRRM, okay, 5OFFRRM. If you enter that into the order form, you'll get a $5 discount, and that's a lot because it's a monthly subscription, and it applies. The discount applies to the monthly recurring fee. Okay, so go ahead and type your question, and let me see if I see you. If I see the other participants here in my Google Hangout. This is that. I cannot see the other viewers. This is different from how this works. I'll figure this out for next time, how I can get people, if I can get people live into interacting here. Okay, cameraman, Hangout toolbox. Let me click on that for a second. Let me just see what's going on here. Comment tracker, okay, that's nice. Let's see what this is. No, it's overlay stuff. We don't need that. There's a chat thing. Aha. No, that's credits. No, that's not it. Okay. Interesting. Okay, let me see. All right. So hi Debbie. That's great. I have your name. Oh, so if two different audiences for two different ads click through to your PPE post, when they click on the link in the post, it will show two different URLs in Teespring. I hope that makes sense. Well, yes, the value for that default parameter will change depending on which ad is being clicked on. So if the first ad that we had, let me see, where's the broadcasting screen? This one here. So the first ad that we were running had this variable, right? So this indicates that it's female 2534 on desktop. So now let's just say you set up another ad and you're running that to the same audience, but on mobile. Then you would maybe set the value to this, and oh wait, I'm in the wrong thing, right? So yeah, I need to attach that to my redirect link. Okay, variable equals, and you don't have to do this. Facebook does that, right? You would type this into that URL parameter when you create your ad. You would set it to this piece right here without the question mark. I'm going to go back to that in just a minute. Okay, but so if you set up this in another ad, then ad set summary. If you set this up in a different post, in a different ad, so let's do this. Okay, let's create. Where's the thing now? Create a similar ad. Here it is. So we're going to create a similar ad, and you'll see everything will be the same in the settings as in the existing ad. And then all you need to do is go in here and change this to, let's say, mobile, if that's what you want to do, right? And then, of course, it doesn't actually change the stuff here. So you would have to remove this one. Well, so you add this one. Yeah, that's interesting. The add and remove column buttons aren't here. That's funny. That is very strange. Oh, okay. So you actually have to set up a different ad set for that. That's funny. Okay, so create a new ad set. And then, yes, see, now you can remove it here, remove the desktop display, desktop newsfeed. Come on, remove, go away. Okay, maybe you have to add the mobile first, and then you can remove this one. Yes, so, okay, those are actually some changes. Since the ad structure changed in Facebook, where they removed some of the settings from the ad level and put them into the ad set level, I'm actually not using Ad Manager that much anymore. I'm using Power Editor more. So I'm not that familiar with the new ins and outs here of Ad Manager in the new structure. So I apologize for the hiccups on this one here. But so basically, so you create a different ad set if you want to create it, if you want to set it into a different what is that? Devices, to a different device. Okay. Now you could have just kept it in the same ad set, but actually, I mean, that's good practice anyway. I set up each ad in a different ad set anyway. Okay. So when you put this ad live now this is going to mobile. That link over here, that value of this parameter over here would be attached when the same post is being displayed by a sponsored impression through this ad that we just created. Okay, so then this redirects to your Teespring shirt, and you can see here the mobile version, the mobile value of this parameter is attached to it. Okay, so does that answer that? Now, the next question that most people have is, so what about the organic impressions, right? The organic impressions, can we see which ad shared the post and led to that organic click? And the answer is, well, no, because if you think about it, when someone shares this post, it basically creates a virtual copy of that same link that that you've entered into the post, right? So now the copy of this REDretarget link is being shared. Okay, so that means anyone who clicks is going to get the default value, which is right here, the default value and the default parameter attached to that. So in order to distinguish these links when they're being shared from different Facebook ads, you would have to set up different posts so that you can put a different REDretarget link into each post. And then what I would do in this case, what I would do is I would then, say, okay, I can show a couple of things. Let's pretend we wanted to do that, okay? So we have this one post, this first post here. Now let's say we are going to set up a second post, and we're going to create a new REDretarget link for the second post. Now, first of all, that's what this clone feature is for, okay? Look at how simple that clone feature it makes to duplicate the link and pre-populate it with basically the same stuff, okay? It says, so this is now a new copy of the same link. Everything, all the settings are the same. The only two things that are different is it says copy off here, and then it has a new slug, of course, here, okay? So you could now say, okay, this is my sample link, and this is for, let's just say I wanted to segment my groups by age and gender, okay? So I would call this one sample link F2534, okay? And now I would make this PPE not just as a simple PPE, but I would make it PPE F2534. Okay, so now I'm going to save that link. And now what happens is I have now two different links, right? I have this one that I just cloned, that I just duplicated from the other one, and I have this other one that we created before. So let me grab a copy of the old one, of the first one, and review what that does. That comes in here, and it says it puts the default value PPE in here. Okay, great. So far, so good. Now, if I go back here and grab the link that we just created, and I plug this one in here, and again, that doesn't have any actual variable attached to it. This is just a naked link. If you do this, it'll attach this other value for the internal variable to that. And you can see now, okay, I have that audience, but I can still distinguish between this variable and the variable that is in my two Facebook ads, right? In the ads, we also had desk in here and mobile in here, okay? So you could now set up ad for this audience and one ad for another audience. So let's say, we wanted to, let's make this one not just a general audience. Let's make this is the first link that I had. Well, I wouldn't recommend that you added the link slug after you post the link in a Facebook post, because then that link is going to go dead, right? So you don't want to do that. But let's say we want to change that now, and we'll just send male 25, 35, 34 traffic to this one. Okay, so now we're changing the inside parameter of the first link that we created, and now this is going to track this. These organic links are going to track this value, and these organic clicks to this post will track the other default value. And they're both different from the values that you set inside the ad. So now you can distinguish between shared clicks on the two different posts and organic clicks to the two different posts. So what you can't know from that, if the people who clicked on the organic links, if they are actually in the same audience or in the same group, right? There's no way of knowing that anyone who clicks on the post that was shared by a female 25 through 34, if that person is a female 25 to 34, him or herself, right? Anyone can click on this link and they're going to get this tracking. But if you get the tracking that has, you will know that it's a female 25, 34 who clicked on the desktop ad, on a desktop impression of the post. And so if you then get this value, you would know that, oh, this is an organic click that was caused by a female 25, 34, right? So you don't know the information about the actual person who clicked on the link, but you do know which ad caused this organic impression. There you go. So that's what it is. So let me read your comments here. It's making more sense now. Maybe I'm leaping ahead here, but now I'm curious about what you have to do to see the results in order to determine which ads are the most successful. Okay, well, that's a fair question. Let me just go over here for a second. Let me see how I can put that together real quick. Let's first, well, so far we haven't talked about Google Analytics at all yet, right? We have not used any Google Analytics tracking parameters. So I'm going to try and show you the tracking. Hopefully we'll see some of that already in Teespring Analytics. Okay, Teespring Analytics is giving me an application error right now. That happens sometimes. Not to worry. Okay, if we get super unlucky, we might not be able to show this right now. Okay, another application error. Usually this is temporary. I'm not going to stress it now. We'll go into that in a second. Strangely. There's some sort of hang up with Teespring Analytics right now. But hopefully in a few minutes this will clear up and I can show you what's going on there. But yeah, I mean, you can basically, you'll be able to see this within Teespring Analytics even without consulting the Facebook reports. Okay, while we're waiting for that, let me just go in here and show you the custom audience stuff. Let me see. I wonder how I'm going to do that. I don't really want to show. I'm not really excited about showing my entire ad account here. Let me just think about how to show this for a second. Well, I guess I could always take a snapshot and see. So this will work. Okay. That doesn't really work. Well, are you familiar with how to generate custom audience code and how to find your custom audience code? So first of all, let me clarify that again. There was confusion in the entire community before I started working on this. Even the big programs that were doing retargeting and were used for using the custom audience stuff, they even had that wrong. The point here is you only have one custom audience pixel per Facebook account. Okay, you have several pixels for the conversion pixels. For the conversion tracking, you can create as many as you want there. So every time you set up a new conversion, it'll actually create a new pixel and a new pixel code. But the custom audience code is always the same, no matter if you're setting up multiple custom audiences. They're all going to be. Let me actually. I can bring this in here. I'm going to show you the. Well. Show you the. Okay. No. So my point is the conversion pixels are multiple, but the custom audience code is all the same. Okay, so very good. So you go to your custom audience settings and you grab the custom audience code from any of the custom audiences that you may already have set up, or you just create a new one, and then you copy this entire code and you plug it into your REDretarget link once, and then you click the checkbox. Okay, let's go again here. Edit. Okay, so you paste your custom audience code down here from Facebook, and then you check this box down here, and it'll come back in every single new link that you create. Okay. Hey, sweetie. What are you doing? Oh, okay. Okay. Excuse me, guys. All right, here we go. You're going to go back upstairs? All right, great. Okay. So let me show you that part. See, even if I don't clone the link, if I add a new link now, it'll have the same custom audience tracking code back down there because we checked this before as default code, right? So that's all that. Let me check on Teespring Analytics real quick. Funny. It changes, yeah. Okay. Okay, well, no luck with Teespring. I'm gonna make maybe I can make a quick video about that. Okay, so now, do you want to check out the Google Analytics compatibility mode? Have you used Google Analytics before, or have you set it up for Teespring? Have you set Teespring up for Google Analytics tracking so that you can go into your own Google Analytics account and track your traffic there? Question mark. Ah, there it is. So there you go. I knew it would happen at some point. Okay. So there it is. Let me now see. I need to bring this window into this stuff over here. There you go. Okay. So this is the REDretarget launch shirt right here. This is all our traffic that we just generated between our audience here. And down below here where it says get variable data, that's where everything is being tracked. Okay. So let's see what we got here. You could sort this by key, and then don't worry about all the other parameters. They come from different things that happen here all the time. But this block here is the one that we just kind of generated as we were talking. EAR, and here are the different values that we simulated when we did this, right? So this is a default value. This was now accessed 5 times. This here is the other default value from the other link / other post, right? That's this one 2 times. This is the very first one. I did that as a sample at one point, and this is the other default value that we plugged in later into the first link, but all still default values. These were all default values. And this is that random that I typed at some point, and now these 2 here are the ones that we simulated as Facebook clicks through the ad impressions. Okay, you can see here's the total views are in here. And if you have conversions, if you have shirts ordered through this link, they will show up here, orders and amount of shirts. Okay, so there, right here, that's the simplest, easiest way to look through here and get those detailed statistics from here. Now, there are some limitations to this. For example, this is only cumulative, right? You can't really see. I mean, it says here today versus total, but that's not very detailed. You know, once you have a campaign running and you have a lot of sales going on, you kind of want to know when they came in, and you know, if they're slowing down or if they're increasing and stuff like that. So one way is to just go in here, you know, every 6 hours or at least once a day, and log these numbers and make sure you keep them. But for example, using Google Analytics would be an easier way to deal with that, and just use Google Analytics to track these things. Then you can look at it there, and there you can break it down by day and so forth. But in any case, this is the easiest way to see your results here and to track your sales from the different REDretarget links. These are organic links here, organic clicks, and these down here would be the sponsored clicks. Okay, and it's up to you, of course, what you name them, and you have to kind of create your own system, come up with your own system of what means what to you when you put them in, both in the organic, in the default link, as well as the other one. What then? No sound anymore? Really? I think I may have just stopped talking by now. Okay, so let me know that sound is still going on, please. That would be good. So let me see one thing. So when you go into, let me take this off for a little bit here and see if I can go into my shirt and see what's going on here. Okay, here. So this is inside this shirt now, right? This is where you can see the settings. So that's when you click on, when you have your campaign list, and you click on the little gear icon that is to the right in each line for each shirt. You can click on any one of those. It's all the same. And then you go in here and you click on Analytics. And right here is your Google Analytics tracking code that you need to set up for this. Okay. So in my case here, I'm just go in here and show you what I got going over here. Huh, that's funny, all these errors today. Guess there's something going on with. Let me reconnect that again. That's interesting. All these issues with the tracking today. Okay. Well, I guess, okay, I can show you this here, right? So when you're in here, okay, there are all kinds of weird things happening here. I can't log out of this because I might, I know what it is. I know what it is. I'm logged into a different account. I'm logged into a different account with the Google Hangout, and that's why it doesn't let me look at these things. I think this is the Google Hangout account. No, it doesn't work with that either. Okay, but I suspect that it has something to do with the Google Hangout. So I have to troubleshoot that and make sure that I can show you stuff inside Google Analytics. In any case, so if you the way it works in Google Analytics, you go in here and you set up, you create a new account. Let me see if I can do this from here. You create a new account, and then Google Analytics will generate a unique UA number. And this UA number, you need to copy and paste it into, where do we go? And paste it into here, right? So then that UA number, that account that you're creating in Google Analytics, will be used to track your visits to all of your shirts in Teespring. So you plug that in here, paste that in here, you update, and then all of your visits, all your shirts, all your thank you pages, everything will show up in Google Analytics once you get traffic to them. Okay, that's how you do that part. And then, so now let's go into, yeah, it does. So now let's go into REDretarget and switch it to UTM mode, or Google Analytics compatible mode, and see what happens when we do that, okay? So let me actually just go back here, and let me do it to the same link. I'm going to just go to the first sample link that we created, this one over here, and I'm going to click edit on that. I'm going to use this switch right here, this button right here, to switch it to Google compatible mode. So now it's in Google compatible mode, and as you can see, the only thing that's different from anything else that was already there is this little form that was here. There's some explanation to what to put in here, what these things mean. Okay, but we're going to go through them right now. So in the campaign name, I put in here the same thing for all links that go to the same shirt. Okay, so in this sense, the campaign name that's up here, that we're using up here, is kind of different. So this here would be specific to each link, right? But down here, I don't distinguish between different links. I just call it REDretarget shirt, and I use the same campaign name for all links that are going to the same shirt. All right. Now, source analytics to track which platform the traffic comes from. So in this case, I would call that Facebook. Which platform, or I could say which website it comes from. So in this case, it's Facebook. Let's say, you know, if I'm creating a link that I'm emailing to the buyers list in Teespring, might set this to Teespring, right? Okay, so this is which website or which platform it comes from. If I post a link specifically on Pinterest, I might put Pinterest in here. All right, so that's what this is for, source. Now, medium has to do with the way that the traffic is generated. So you should use a value like if it's cost per click, right? If it's a CPC ad. CPC has another advantage to just, I generally use CPC for all paid traffic, because CPC, the value CPC for this parameter, automatically attributes that traffic as, or organizes that traffic under paid traffic in Google Analytics. Okay, so so you put CPC. Now, we'll get back to this in just a minute, okay? So I'm just kind of going through. You can also use, for example, email, okay? If you're mailing to your Teespring buyers list again, I would put Teespring up here in source, and then I would put email under medium. Now, this box here sets up default values for these inside the REDretarget link. So inside the REDretarget link, it's not CPC, right? Inside the REDretarget link, we want to track organic traffic, not paid traffic. So inside the REDretarget link, which is where we are here, I would call this parameter, for example, organic. I like to call it organic. You can make it. You can make up your own medium name for your shared traffic. You could call it shared. You can call it anything you want. Just don't call it something that you want to call it when you're sending out an email or when you're placing an ad. Okay. So I'll put organic in here. Now content. Now we have two parameters left, right? Content and term. I use them like this. For content, I want to know which post this link is coming from. So I might call this, I might describe the image in the post. I would say squared, black hoodie, something like that. Squared ad, black hoodie, ad 01, something like that, okay? Or post 01, I should say, okay? But, or whatever 01, okay? So I just describe it. If I put, if I have a widescreen ad like the normal 1200 by 627 format, I might call it 2 hoodies wide. Okay, it's a wide format ad. Okay, so I'm putting something in here that describes, in the context of this campaign, what's in the post. And the way I like to systemize this is I try to keep these parameters similar, or these values similar from one campaign to the other. So I personally don't even put into this content parameter, I do not put information about what campaign this is from. And that has some advantages in Google Analytics that we can go through maybe another time. But so just notice that you can't, from this parameter alone, you can't tell what campaign it's from. But you don't need to, because it's always in this hierarchy. You always have the campaign up here, and then it shows you the post content right here. Okay, so that's how I use the content thing. Let's actually put it back to that other one. Well, we had a yellow shirt, right? So I would call it yellow shirt in this case, squared yellow shirt post. Or actually, you know what? We put the one in with the model in there, okay? So I would call that model yellow shirt, and maybe female, okay? So I know exactly what's in the post. And then term, I actually duplicate just what this value is here. And that has, some strategic value, meaning to me. But term is basically, like it's in Google Analytics, you'll pull this up under keyword. So it's the thing that should distinguish between organic traffic and the traffic that comes from each ad. So I use the exact same thing there as I explained here before for variables. Okay. So now let's save changes on this and see what happens. So this is the link that we just worked on, and as you can see, this here was there before, yeah, right? Similar to this one as default parameter. Now there's all this tail of stuff has been added to that, and if you kind of look through this, there is a pattern here where it says UTM underscore and then something, and that is those are the parameter names that Google uses. And with this interface here, our idea was to keep you away from having to deal with the actual code of putting this string together. But you can just, all you need to know is what is your campaign, what's your source, what's your medium. And it's basically always organic when we're setting it up inside the REDretarget link. This is your post, and this is your keyword or your term, okay? And then it puts it together for you here, right there, okay? All right, so let's see. Wow, how do you keep track of all the info you use? I would forget what's what if I didn't have a record. Well, okay, one way to keep track is keep a record, okay? Make a spreadsheet where you do it. But I don't even have detailed spreadsheets about this. I just keep it the same all the time. I just use the same thing all the time, right? Here's something else. You can see it's it's always the same. Red retarget shirt right here, the campaign, right? Here, let's just open this link that I did some other time. Okay, red retarget shirt is my campaign, Facebook is my source, organic is my medium. These three always stay the same. This here might be different, right? So now it's square T yellow. That's what I did before. Now in the one that we just created, it's model, you know, whatever it is. We put model yellow shirt female. Yeah, and then these are what they are, right? So if I'm setting them up as I go, I say, okay, I create this specific link for this specific group that I want to create the ads to this post for. And so, you know, that's the system. And then you just keep them all the same, all comparable all the time, and there you go. But you can also, you know, make a spreadsheet and do it that way. So now let's click on this link again and see what happens now. Organic link, okay, no parameters attached to it. There you see this whole rat's tail of parameters is all being attached to this link. And this now tags this organic link that we've just simulated in Google Analytics as an organic click on this specific link in this specific post. Okay, so now you can cut through your stats in Google Analytics horizontally, vertically, any way you want, using a combination of these 5 parameters and values that we just used here in this specific one. So now you would say, okay, well, that makes it that's cool, but now it seems like it will make it more difficult to set up our ads in Facebook. And let me just show you how that works. So let's create a similar ad again over here. Let's get rid of this one. Going to create a different one, similar one over here. But it is all being made as simple as it can be, because here's how easy this is. Check it out. So we want to create an ad that goes to this one, which now inserts all this stuff as default value, okay? But we want it to be distinguishable as a click that came from an ad. So all you do is you go in right here, and you copy the first 3 parameters. And let's see, this is, okay, so it's the var, and then it's the UTM medium, and the UTM term. And then you stop right here before the 3rd ampersand sign, right here, you see? Okay, so just these 3, the first 3, that snippet here, and it's always the first 3 because that's how we made it, because, you know, this makes it the easiest to set your Facebook ads up so that they match up with your default parameters. Okay, so the first 3 parameters you highlight over here, and you come back over here, and you put them right into here, into your URL tags. Bam. Now you can see, right? This is now, it's still somewhat complicated, but that's manageable. I'm hoping that's manageable. And you have, you know, the var equals, and that's this value. Then you have this ampersand here. Then you have UTM medium equals organic. Okay, we can read that. And we have another ampersand here, and it says UTM term equals, and then there's again that same value that we have added to the var. Okay, so now remember, this one, we basically called this the same, except we're in female now, right? We're in female and we're in desktop. So we'll put this one here. This is the parameter that we want to use for this specific ad. Okay, so you create it here once, and you can copy it and duplicate it into this one, into the UTM term. And so now the only thing that we have to change here is we want to override organic into something else. So let's override organic to CPC. And there you go, done. So that's all there is to it. And now, so what happens now, let's puzzle this link together. And actually, let me see how we're going to do this. Let me puzzle this link together. I'm going to grab the blank link without any parameters, okay? Let's see here. Let's create some space. So there's the blank link without any parameters. And then I'm just going to grab the 3 parameters that we just edited inside the Facebook ad, okay? So only these 3 are needed. You don't need the whole entire rat's tail of parameters over there. And let's put those parameters into the link. This is exactly what Facebook will do now, that when someone clicks on that link in the post as an impression that is caused by the ad, okay? This is exactly what Facebook will do. It'll take the link that's in the post and it'll add the question mark and those 3 parameters that we put in here, okay? That's exactly what Facebook is going to do. So now let's see what happens if we simulate that kind of a click. And as you can see, this whole rat's tail of parameters came back, okay? So each one of the parameters that we want to have present in the link is still present, even though we didn't put all of them into the Facebook ad. But now the default values have been replaced or overridden by the values that we put into Facebook for these 3 parameters. For var, okay, campaign is the one from the default inside the ad. I mean, inside the REDretarget link. Source is Facebook. That's the same. That's the default that was inside the REDretarget link. UTM medium. Okay, here it is. It's CPC is overriding the default value, which is organic, right? So CPC is the one that's being set, and it overrides the one that is the default. And then for UTM term, that's the other one that's being overridden by the one that we placed inside the Facebook ad. It's right here. Okay, and then the other ones back here are all the same as we've set as default values. Okay, so now the common denominators, the commonality in the traffic is tracked with identical parameters, which is the same as the default parameters, right? Facebook, the campaign name, and what else? I think that's it, right? Facebook and the campaign name are tracked from inside, from the default values, and it's very easy. I don't know if you agree with that, but I find it pretty easy to just copy these three links here, these 3 values right here. You just have to kind of be careful on the 3rd one, that you end it right before the ampersand, right? If you copy that next ampersand there, you might screw up. That might not work well. Okay, and you just plug that in there, edit it so that it matches whatever you're tracking value you want it to be for this ad. And don't forget to set UTM medium to CPC. Change it from organic, which it will be when you paste it in here, and there you go. Okay, so that's cool, right? It's as easy as I could think of handling, using full Google Analytics tracking variables without having to actually go in there and understand this whole rat's tail. I mean, I explained it now. You can sort of understand it when I walk you through it, right? But you don't need to really understand it when you can just grab the first 3, place them over here, edit the default values to what you want the ad to overwrite them with, and that's all you need to do. That's all it takes. Good. Questions? Any more questions? Grab a sip of my coffee while I'm waiting for questions. So go ahead. Now is the time. I know we've already been on for 1 hour and 20 minutes, and it's fairly high level stuff. So I hope this is kind of clarifying things for you. So now, really, what we would need to do is go into Google Analytics and track it over there, and I'll show you the tracking there. Let me see if I can get into this by now. How was this here? I want to show this, right? No, still not working. Okay, well, I'll have to figure this out, why that part isn't working, and I will. So, okay, so the next question is, can you use REDretarget with other sites besides Teespring? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. We have several customers who are using it with some of the other t-shirt platforms, like Viral Style and Spotify. No, not Spotify. What's the other one? Spotify is something else. What's the other one? There's another one that's that is creating basically a shopping cart platform with where you can set up the t-shirts as different products and so forth. So it works with that too. It works particularly well with anything that has a Google Analytics integration kind of built into the platform already, because then it's usually very easy to give them a UA code from your Google Analytics account, and then you can track it all there, and the Google Analytics compatible. We haven't really talked at all about the retargeting aspect, okay? Because that's another thing that some people are now starting to explore a little bit, and I had announced that all the time, or talked about this all the time. But the thing is, this code in the link down here, right? This one that we talked about right here, the Facebook custom audience code. This code is firing the pics. The REDretarget link is firing this code in the middle of the redirect. Okay, so that means you can build a custom audience for a website that you don't even have access to for putting your Facebook tracking pixel on that website yourself. So let's say you want to promote a ClickBank product or a JVZoo product, or a link on Amazon, or whatever it is. It doesn't, you can, anything. You can put your Facebook custom audience pixel in here, and then every time someone clicks on your link, it will add that lead to. You can go even a step further with this, and you can put Google AdWords custom audience code into this field as well, in addition to Facebook custom audience code. That way you can build custom in Facebook and in Google Analytics at the same time, separately, but through the same click. I think there are some other ad networks that also use custom audiences for retargeting, and you can put their code into this as well. So this is quite universal in how you can use this stuff here. Any code that you plug in here is being fired when this link to your destination, to the destination that you're sending them to. So that is actually quite cool. Yeah, product pages, right? Yeah, it should definitely work with product pages. Oh, okay. So while we're at that, let me show you one more thing that is absolutely unique in REDretarget. Nobody else can do this the same way as we can, and that is, let me actually go to them. Well, actually, this link is pretty good for that. It's this stuff here. We haven't talked about this one yet, right? Additional vars get method. Okay, well, whatever that means to anyone who put that in there. Okay, so let's say in your Teespring campaign, now this is an example for Teespring. Oh, let's actually do an example for the new coupon codes, okay? Coupon codes or free shipping codes. Promotions, okay? So we go to promotions, you set up a promotion in Teespring, and you go, okay, well, I want to include free shipping on this one, okay? So you just come back in here, target link, and you put in here PR, that's the promo code, equals free shipping right here. This is my code for free shipping, and you hit save changes. And now, let's see, there's not really a record in this here. Let me see which one was that? That was this one, right? Did I do this here? Yes. Okay. So now, when I go through this link again, and again, it doesn't matter now if I go through the link or not, bam, see, it opens and it has free shipping added to it. Okay, so free shipping, that's one application for it, and that's a good way to use it. You know, if you have any kind of additional parameters that should go into the link itself. Okay, for example, another application would be, okay, I want to send them to a pink shirt. As you know, oh, let's see, this is going to be a little bit messy here. This is not the normal way, right? Okay, so let me go back. Let's see. Let me just go back to what I'm looking for is just a straight, I'm going to do. Okay. So there you go. Without any of that mess here, I'm going to go to the link of the pink shirt and see now there are these extra parameters there behind the hashtag. So if I grab those extra parameters behind the hashtag and I put them into this field over here, the additional parameters field, right there, like this, yeah. You start with the hashtag and then you put the other parameters and you hit Save Changes. Now this link here will actually go there. Nothing attached to the thing there, but those additional parameters will attach themselves there and they will correctly redirect you to the style and color that you chose in those parameters. Okay, so that's very cool too, and no other redirect script that's on the market at all can do this. So let me show you okay, we're going to keep it simple. Let's keep it simple. Let's use this one here. So this is now my pink link, right? It's my pink link. And now I'm going to add an outside parameter to it. Variable equals testing, let's say, right? And shazam, it lands on the pink shirt and it has the testing variable inserted in there, which overrides the organic parameter, the default value of this var parameter in the link that I'm showing you right now. Okay, so all of this works, and none of this works on any of the other redirect scripts or retargeting scripts. You can't do this. You cannot do this. It'll break the link to the additional parameters here. If you do that, it'll just land you back on the yellow shirt on the front end shirt if you do this. Does it slow down the traffic at all? That's a good question. There is a 1 second delay that is used to give the pixel codes time to fire. So you need to have a little bit of time going there, but it's set to the least amount of delay that it can be set to. Theoretically, it also needs to, you know, going through both links. Theoretically, you also need to look up 2 different domains, right? Because you're going to have the domain where your install is, right, where your link is. In this case, it's viralvideokits.com. So they have to look up that domain in the DNS servers and stuff. And then once they see the destination on Teespring, they also have to look up Teespring. So it's 2 DNS lookups. But that is actually the same for any other redirect. Okay, so if you're sending it through Bitly, you have that same issue. If you're sending it through PrettyLink, you have that same issue. So none of that is a slowdown. It's theoretically somewhat slower than using the direct Teespring link, but you know, other than the 1 pixels, it should not be a significant delay. Good question though. So if you need specific help with product pages, you can hit me up on Facebook. Easiest way is through the group, or just send me a friend request and you can send me a direct PM. I'm available and willing and able to help you tweak anything that might need tweaking with product pages. But I mean, the architecture of the plugin is very flexible. It's mainly directed towards integrating with Google Analytics well, and then you have to kind of see what happens with this additional parameter, like the one that we set here, the var parameter. I don't know if other platforms have a way to even see this, right? For example, this default parameter name right here, you can't really see that in Google Analytics. So that's why I'm doubling up on this value for the term for whatever that value is, for whatever its value is. But I can't actually see this value here, this default parameter, in Google Analytics. But in Teespring Analytics, I can see this parameter. So that's why I still carry this, and I like the simplicity of Teespring Analytics when I just want to look up something quickly that's specific to one campaign. I dig into Teespring Analytics and just look for this parameter. And if I want to do a more comprehensive analysis of something else that's going on or something specific that I'm looking for, then I go into Google Analytics and I use the term or the keyword function, search function for getting the same information there. So I don't know if there's any use for these default parameters at all in a different platform. There certainly can be used for this stuff here because you can include all kinds of things, right? You could include coupon codes, anything that has to be part of the original link as a parameter, in addition to whatever you might be setting here, or also in addition to whatever might be coming in from the outside link where you place it in the Facebook ad right here. Okay, let's see. Is using REDretarget a benefit in advertising on Facebook and handling to Teespring? I'd heard that she's not fond of Teespring. Facebook is not fond of Teespring. Okay, that seems to be an aging rumor. I'm seeing a lot of people right now using direct links to Teespring. There was, in the time period right around when Facebook's changed its toss to ban the name shirts. Right around that time, there was suspicion against anything that had Teespring links in it. But I think that has subsided pretty much. So that I wouldn't sell that as a REDretarget benefit. But I think it's always a benefit to have more control over your links and over your traffic. With the custom audience building, I don't know how you're building your custom audience now. If you are at all building custom audiences for each shirt, you probably take the shirt URL and put that into your custom audience in Facebook. But you can get further than that with REDretarget because you can build your custom audiences inside the REDretarget link on the redirect. You can now build separate custom audiences for separate purposes for the same shirt, and then retarget them all together if you want to group them all together in the retargeting ad, or you can also retarget them separately if you want to address them with different follow-up ads depending on what it is. Maybe you'll have higher conversions if you address female visitors with a different ad on the retargeting than male visitors. It's possible, right? I mean, if we do once we place model images in our campaigns, I think that it would make a lot of sense to have a different ad going to female visitors for the retargeting than to male visitors. So you could segment that out right here in the custom audience when you're building the custom audience by sending them through different links. They're coming through different links anyway already, right? So, but that may not even be the greatest example for why you should segment that. Okay, let's see. If I'm using product pages on more than one domain, do I have to set up REDretarget on each of those domains? Well, that kind of depends. If you want to See, REDretarget allows you flexibility. It runs on WordPress, right? So you have to have a WordPress install in order to be able to run REDretarget. Now, you can set up a redirect domain that you use the same redirect domain for your different instances of product pages on your different domains for product pages. So you could do it that way. But you could also, and there are different arguments for why you might want to do that, and there are other arguments for why you might not want to do that. If you might not want to do that, then you can just install REDretarget on each of the domains where your product pages are located, and just run that domain. It might give you some better branding and no confusion, if any, that someone sees another domain blinking by on the redirect step or even in the ad. So you can do it either way. You can install it on one domain and redirect it to all of your instances of product pages, or you can install it on each domain and just use the redirects on that domain for that instance of your product pages. Hope that makes sense. Okay, well, there you have it. That's all that. Oh, Shopify is the other one, of course. Yeah, not Spotify, Shopify. I was pretty close. So Shopify. Some people are using Shopify. Some of them, our current customers are, and they're making good use of REDretarget for that as well. Good. Well, let me know if there are any more questions. I'm going to wait a couple minutes to see if you have more questions for me to answer right now. I think there's a little bit of a delay between when I'm talking and when you're hearing it. So I'm going to wait a couple minutes here. If there are no more questions, so consider jumping on board if you aren't already. You can get REDretarget through the yellow button there on the right next to the chat window. Once you get to the order page, enter the coupon code 5OFF-RRM, and you get a $5 discount, and that is not just once, but for every monthly recurring. It's going to save you the $5 as long as you stay subscribed. And yeah, so the price is kind of on a sliding thing there, set up with JVZoo, so it goes up every so often. And I think it's now over $30, and the $5 will bring it to below $30. I think it's like 28 something or so with the 5 off applied. Well, right now, after the next couple of purchases, it will go up again. But then as long as the coupon code is still active, you can use that. Well, good. Thank you. You feel much smarter now. Great hangout. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for saying that. Is that still Debbie? No, there's someone else, right? You want to share your name here real quick so I know who I talked to? That'd be great. Replay. I think so. I'm hoping that this is being recorded and that I can switch that. It actually will switch itself live on the same page. So you can just come back to the same URL. At least that's how I understand it. And it should switch itself live as soon as YouTube has rendered it. Okay, great. Well, if there are any other questions left over, just ask in the Facebook group. I always see any posts there and I pay attention to them. So if it's a question that is interesting for everyone, by all means, feel free to post it directly in the Facebook group. Or you can also send me a private message as well. Thanks a lot for coming, guys. Good to have you. We'll do that again. Thanks, Hank. Good to meet you. And we'll do that again sometime soon. Thanks a lot for coming. I will talk to you soon. All right. Bye-bye.